You feel it coming.
A faint, electric tickle, high in the passages of your nose. It's a distant hum that quickly becomes a demanding buzz. For a split second, you might think you can fight it. You can't. Your body has already made a decision. Your next breath snaps in, deeper than you intended. Your eyes clamp shut without your permission. Your whole torso tenses, and then, in a single explosive instant, a thunderclap you create yourself. It feels like a momentary system crash, a chaotic glitch, but it's one of the most precisely coordinated reflexes you have. So what, exactly, just took command of your entire upper body?
The command starts
With a single tripped wire. Your nasal passages are lined with millions of tiny sensory endings. They aren't there to smell, they are there to feel. These are the outer branches of a massive nerve network called the trigeminal nerve, a silent sentry that monitors your face for touch, temperature, and pain. When a particle of dust, a grain of pollen, or even a blast of cold, dry air enters the delicate lining of your nose, it physically irritates these endings. It's not a scent, it's a physical trespass. The alarm signal doesn't travel to the thinking part of your brain. It rockets down a dedicated express lane to the medulla oblongata, the oldest part of your brainstem. This is your body's automatic control room, the place that runs your breathing and heartbeat. The signal arrives, and the control room declares an emergency. The order is given. Eject immediately. Before the blast, your body has to load the engine. The first command from the brainstem is, inhale, now. Your diaphragm, the huge muscle beneath your lungs, contracts hard, pulling down and sucking in a huge volume of air, up to 2.5 liters, 5 times more than a normal resting breath. You're packing your lungs with ammunition. The instant your lungs are full, a second command fires. A muscular valve in your throat, called the glottis, slams shut, sealing the exit to your windpipe. Now the air is trapped. Immediately, your abdominal muscles and the muscles between your ribs clench hard, squeezing the entire chest cavity. For a fraction of a second, the pressure inside you spikes dramatically. You've turned your entire torso into a loaded, pressurized cannon, primed and waiting for the signal to fire. This is not just a blast of air, it is a full-body, split-second symphony. On the final command from the brainstem, everything happens at once. The valve in your throat, the glottis, flies open. The soft palate at the back of your mouth snaps upward to partially block the path to your mouth, ensuring most of the blast is channeled through the nose. Your tongue simultaneously flattens and pushes up against the roof of your mouth, further shaping the airway into a high-pressure nozzle. Your eyelids clamp shut, an involuntary reflex that's part of the same facial nerve command. And then, the muscles in your chest and abdomen contract in one massive, coordinated heave. All that stored pressure is converted into a violent, high-speed jet of air. It's a cascade of events, perfectly timed, recruiting a dozen different muscle groups from your belly to your face, all to produce one single, powerful, cleansing explosion. What leaves your body isn't just a spray of droplets. That's only what you see. The real power of a sneeze is in what you don't see. High-speed imaging studies, pioneered by Lydia Baruiba's lab at MIT, revealed the truth. A sneeze creates a turbulent, warm, moist gas cloud. This cloud acts like a miniature weather system, protecting the tiny droplets within it from evaporating and slowing down. Instead of just arcing through the air and falling, this cloud billows outwards, carrying its payload of microscopic droplets much farther than anyone thought possible. Several meters, even across a room in still air. The initial jet speed isn't the mythical 100 miles per hour, but it doesn't need to be. The cloud is the real delivery system. It's an invisible, expanding shockwave that gives a sneeze its incredible reach, ensuring whatever was in your nose gets as far away from you as possible.
So why did evolution build
Such a dramatic, body-hijacking mechanism? Because your lungs are a precious, delicate resource. They are your gateway for oxygen, and they must be protected from foreign invaders. A sneeze is the system's most powerful, non-negotiable reset button for the upper airways. It's a physical purge designed for maximum efficiency. If the initial irritant, like a cloud of pollen, isn't cleared on the first go, the nerve endings remain agitated. The control center in your brainstem simply reloads and fires again. That's why sneezes often come in clusters of 2 or 3. The system has a simple rule: keep firing until the threat level drops below the trigger threshold. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. It's your body's way of saying, we are not taking any chances. We are clearing this passage until it is secure. Sometimes, the wiring for this powerful reflex can get a little crossed. Have you ever walked out of a dark movie theater into bright sunlight and immediately sneezed? That's the photic sneeze reflex, a trait that affects up to 1/3 of the population. It's often inherited. If one of your parents has it, you have about a 50-50 chance of having it too. The theory is that the nerve that carries bright light signals from your eye runs right alongside the trigeminal nerve from your nose. A sudden, massive signal from the eye, bright light, can spill over and accidentally trigger the neighboring sneeze circuit. There's another strange one. Some people sneeze after eating a very large meal. It's a real phenomenon nicknamed snatiation. In these cases, it's not a mistake, just a quirk in the wiring, a reminder of how densely packed and interconnected your body's control systems really are. Given how powerful a sneeze is, the urge to stifle it in a quiet place is understandable. But it's a bad idea. All that pressure you built up has to go somewhere. If you pinch your nose and close your mouth, you're essentially corking a cannon. The force looks for the weakest point to escape inward. In a widely reported case, a man tried to hold in a powerful sneeze and felt a popping sensation in his neck. He ended up in the emergency room with a tear in his throat and air bubbles trapped in the soft tissue of his chest. While such extreme injuries are rare, they are possible. And let's clear up some myths. Your heart doesn't stop. The pressure changes in your chest can momentarily alter the rhythm, but it doesn't stop. And your eyes won't pop out. They close automatically as part of the reflex. The safest thing to do is let it go, into your elbow or a tissue. Let the system do its job. And then, after the storm, there is calm. That wonderful feeling of relief after a good sneeze is the sensation of the entire system standing down. The pressure has been released. The irritant is gone. The tickle in your nose fades, as the nerve endings stop screaming their alarm. The reflex circuit in your brainstem resets to standby mode. For one brief, convulsive second, a deep and ancient part of your brain took complete control. It sensed a threat, loaded a powerful engine, coordinated a dozen muscle groups with perfect timing, and fired a cleansing blast to protect you, all without a single conscious thought. It's a perfect piece of automatic engineering, a reminder that even in a simple sneeze, your body is performing a minor miracle of power and precision.